let's talk about online trolls, online bullies, and people who leave negative comments and hateful comments and resentful comments in on all social media platforms, right? YouTube being the most common one. And there's a common saying amongst YouTube content creators: whatever happens, don't look at the comment section. Just don't look at the comment section because you're gonna be scarred for life. So, and honestly, there's some truth to that. Okay, because some of these comments can really scar you for life, or really put a big laugh on your face, depending on which is the source of the comment. Sometimes it's just really hilarious people leaving some very trollish, hilarious comments, and I personally salute that. I think I'm a big fan of comedy, and I don't want comedy killed in this politically correct new age. So sometimes it's just hilarious, pretty funny. But other times it's just straight hateful and resentful and just like demonic negative comments that can really, if you're not careful, can really penetrate deep through your heart. The hate and the resentment in the comments. And there's a lot of that too. There's a lot of trolling and just comic relief, and then there's a lot of hateful and bullying comments. Really, those are the bullying ones. And a lot of people, I encounter people who are absolutely creative and they have so much knowledge, so much vision, so much potential, and they want to share, and they tell me, I'd like to have a YouTube video or channel one day, or I'd like to put myself out there one day, maybe start a blog, maybe start putting my music out there, my art. And then I immediately try to get to it and say, why aren't you doing it? And almost always there is the fear of the criticism, and it's criticism from other people in their own lives, but also online criticism, right? Like a lot of times people ask me, how do you deal with negative comments? People who I, have an interaction with them face to face, and they just ask me straight up, how do you deal with negative comments? Some people are so honest, and I appreciate it. They tell me, honestly, bro, I'm just kind of scared of the negative comments. I'm scared of the criticism. So tell me, how do you deal with it? And maybe I'll make, this is what I'm going to talk about here, is how I personally deal with it. I don't have as much of it here in this channel, but on my fitness channel, which is a pretty big channel at 100,000 subscribers, I get quite a bit of it. I had quite a bit of just resentful, hateful comments. Like somebody left me a comment the other day saying, or actually on this channel, somebody left me a comment on this channel saying, you're the only thing you're good at is fitness, so stick to that. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you lost your mind, you're crazy, so just stick to fitness. I think I had it on this channel. And on the other channel, you'll have comments. It's in the fitness, right? Oh, you're too small, bro. You're a pussy, bro. You're too small. I can see your arms are breadsticks. Stuff like that. And sometimes it's just hateful and resentful, and other times it's pretty hilarious. I can tell there's just a comic relief. It's just a comedian who is expressing his comedy online, maybe because that comedian lacks the courage to go and start stand-up comedy. Some of these guys are pretty hilarious, very comical. Sometimes, they'll leave a comment saying something, making fun of me in a way, one way or another, and I'll actually get a deep laugh out of it, because I'm like, this is pretty fucking hilarious. It's comedy. And I'm like, well, see, even that person probably lacks the courage to go, which takes a lot of balls and a lot of courage to go into a bar or something and start stand-up comedy, a comedy club, and start a stand-up comedy routine. Because, to be a stand-up comedian, you have to have really thick skin. And so at the root of it all, we're always projecting. The world's your mirror. So when somebody leaves you a hateful, resentful comment, they are projecting onto you exactly what they talk to themselves. They're basically projecting onto you their self-talk. So if somebody tells you, for example, like one of the comments that was like a pretty, it was even nastier than what I'm saying. Like it was like some nasty, like you're really shit at this philosophy stuff or something. It was a really nasty comment. It was a while ago. Like just nasty, and just stick to fitness. That's the only thing you're good at. Well, I can tell you something. That person's self-talk to himself is just that. He probably talks to himself, tells himself all the time, you're not good at this, stick to this. And this could, this is an example. This could be a person, this could be someone who is a musician. For example, I'm just giving an example, right? This could be a musician whose parents told him, you're not good in music, stick to law school, for example. And he's doing law school, and he keeps, his self-talk. He has these thoughts from time to time, like maybe I should put my music out there, but then he has the negative self-talk that, no, you're not good at music, just stick to law. Like you're just good at law, stick to law. So when that person sees anybody else who was doing something previously and is switching over to something else, he has to project what he thinks of himself into that person and say, stick to that, you're not good at this. It's just, I guarantee you, whoever left that comment, there is a scenario in their head, a scenario in their life right now that is pretty much that scenario. I guarantee you, I'll bet $100 on it, that there is a scenario in that person's life where he was doing something else, he wants to do something else, but he's telling himself, you're not good enough, stick to doing this. Guarantee you. And that's why he projected that onto me. And that's why he's going to project that onto anybody in his life that he meets face to face or online. So we're always projecting, always projecting, right? Like always projecting. And if you understand that, you realize that you should never take anything personally. And this realization comes from a deep understanding of the situation, right? You have to understand the situation first to make a mindset change. If you can start to look at everyone, and your own self included, as just projectors. Just look at yourself as a projector and look at everyone else as a projector too. See, I always tell you guys at the end of the video, I love you. But what am I projecting exactly? I'm projecting what I say to myself. I say to myself, I love you every single morning. In fact, another thing that I do every single morning is I kiss myself and I run my hands all over my body and bless myself and love every part of my body. I do this every morning. I'll make a separate video for that to show you guys. But I really love myself. I mean, I really fucking love everything that is me. The ego aspect, the psychological aspect, and the loving awareness aspect that is experiencing this human body. I really do. So I always tell you guys in the video, I love you. I'm just projecting. I'm projecting what I think of myself. I'm projecting what happens in my corner of the universe. So if you start to look at yourself as a projector and you look at everyone else as a projector, then you become the observer, you become the watcher, you just watch things. You're just watching. So you watch another person vomit on you. You're shit, stick to this, you're small, bro. Your arms are small, bro. Like, you're small. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you're making a fitness channel, but like you're small, right? I mean, you can argue that I'm small, right? If you put it in bodybuilding terms, yeah, I'm pretty small. But that's also a person projecting onto me, what he thinks of himself. He probably looks in the mirror and thinks, I'm too small. I'm too small. Even if it's a really big guy, even if it's a really big dude, he probably still thinks he's small because in his mind, he's probably comparing himself to Ronnie Coleman or something, right? Or Kai Green or Arnold Schwarzenegger. So he still thinks he's small. He might be like a giant dude, but he still thinks he's small. So he has to tell me that you're too small, bro. Your arms are too small. They're chicken wings, right? They're breadsticks. So again, projecting. You just look at everybody as a projector. Everybody's projecting. You're projecting, and so is everyone else. We're just projecting our thoughts, what we think about ourselves, we're putting it out into the world. So every time we open our mouth, we are announcing to the world, hey world, this is what I think of myself. This is what I think of the content of my mind, and that's how I think of myself. So these people that leave these nasty, hateful, rude, resentful comments, really, I have compassion for them because they don't know love. They have no self-love. They have no self-love. No being out there with true self-love would even have it in their heart to leave a negative, resentful, hateful comment to somebody else, because their place, the corner of the universe that happens to be whatever they're experiencing, is so full of love that there simply is no room for hate and resentfulness. There's only room for love, right? And that's really what it is. That's your online bullies, and that's the people that, you know, you're so scared of being criticized from. They're just projecting onto you what's going on. And don't be fooled by positive criticism or let's say positive praise neither, because anytime somebody positively praises you, they're just projecting into you whatever they think of themselves and however they think of their own life. So naturally, if you're someone who's projecting a lot of positivity, you want to be around people who are projecting the same positivity. But again, you don't want to take it personally. You want to remain detached from both. That's the really important thing, is the detachment, not just from the negative bullies, online bullies, and the negative haters, but also from the lovers and the praisers. You want to remain detached from that too, because they're simply projecting onto you the love, the positivity, the beauty that is happening in their corner of the universe. This person loves themselves and wants to share the love. And naturally, you want to be around more people like that, right? So I know I want to be around more positive people. I know I want to be around more people that love themselves, you know, that just love who they are, love being a human, love life, love everything about what's going on, right? I want to be around those people. So when I see these comments, you know, a part of my heart lights up in acknowledgement of, you know, that person's positive projection onto me in the form of a positive, uplifting comment. But I also try not to take it too far and kind of appreciate it, feel it in my heart, but then also let it go. We're projectors. Once you really understand that we're all projectors, then you'll put yourself out there and you'll read the comments simply as an observer of what's happening. Like you see somebody leaving you a negative comment, you say, oh, I see what's going on. That person's projecting onto me what's happening in his life. But then you also look at yourself and you analyze yourself objectively. And that ability to be the observer, the watcher, which they call in Hinduism the Atman, makes you look at your own life objectively. So you become your own critic in a way. So you criticize your work, you criticize everything. You tell yourself, you know, like when I stopped posting on my fitness channel, I just looked at myself objectively and said, your content is stale now. You know, you just don't stop posting anymore. Your content's stale. And I'm going to be posting again. Because I don't know if I told you guys this, or if maybe I did. I'm resurrecting my fitness channel with my brother. So it's going to actually have a different name. It's going to have a whole new, fresh outlook to it. It's going to be different, right? But because I look at my life pretty objectively, I don't listen to criticism, positive or negative. I actually don't. Because to the best of my ability, I look at my own life, my own work, everything in my life pretty objectively. So then when you're able to just be the observer, the watcher, and look at things objectively, you won't be so swayed by negative or positive criticism. You won't be so swayed by negative bullying and, you know, just nasty, rude, hateful comments, and you at the same time will not be so swayed by the positive praise that you get, because they're both forms of attachment, and attachment is the root of all suffering. You will come from a more grounded place because you will be observing yourself objectively, analyzing yourself, and you'll be analyzing and other things that happen objectively. So you'll see a negative comment and say, oh, that person has a lot of resentfulness in their life and they have no self-love. And you'll see a positive comment and objectively analyze and say, wow, that is a person that loves themselves. That is a person that has good things happening in their life. And you kind of remain detached from it. So it takes a lot of mindfulness, really, a lot of mindfulness and contemplation with your own, in your own thoughts. And that's why take this to meditation with you when you meditate, and think about it, think this through. Once the change in your psyche, in your consciousness is made, the understanding that we're all projectors, you'll be fine. You'll put out your content and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You will be fine. Trust me, you'll be fine. And once you put yourself enough, then you just become desensitized. I think I said this wrong, right? But you guys know what I'm talking about. Sensitive, desensitized. I think desensitized. You know what I'm talking about. It just you adapt to it essentially. You adapt to it. You just see things as just like, going in the street and watching people go past. One person's going this way, the other person's going this way. You just see it that way. That's I'm just telling you guys, that's how I see it now. Somebody leaves me a positive comment, I see it going this way. Somebody leave me a negative comment, it's going this way. And life goes on, and it's the water has to keep flowing and it has to keep going. So hopefully this helped you guys, and I really hope, if you're afraid of criticism, that you start to put your work, your creative work out there, and you be your own critic. Ignore everyone. Just be your own critic. And you just march on from there, from this point until the day you die. With that understanding, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So I urge you guys, all of you, start putting your work out there. Start putting your stuff out there. Okay? And you'll in the process adjust. Okay? God bless you all, guys. I love every single one of you. And see how I'm a projector? I tell you guys God bless you because I bless myself a lot. I say God bless you. I look at myself and I just say God bless you, right? So I project. Everything that I say in this video is usually a projection. So just start to observe everything and everyone as just projections, right? So I love you guys. I love every single one of you. But don't forget to subscribe, or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.